Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So it's Gameweek 4 Team Selection / Deadline Decisions video. I'm just going to run you through what I'm thinking and what I'm planning to do. So currently I've got 3 problems on my side, and one of them Sarr. He's got an injury out, as you can see. After Gameweek 5, his fixtures aren't the greatest. I don't really want to hold on to him if he's not fit. I probably would have done if Mark Gurry was still at Sunderland, but he got recalled from Chelsea after Delap got injured. I don't think Mark Gurry will be a really good option to have as an 8 attacker on the bench. So I do really want to have somebody else in midfield. So I've actually got somebody that's starting. Then I don't have to count on Mark Gurry coming on and getting 1 point. So as you can see, my other problem is defence. I've got Williams starting at the moment. He's away against Arsenal. I don't really want to start him. I've got Agbadou away against Newcastle. I don't really want to start him. And then I've got Steve at home against Liverpool. I don't want to start him. So really, I do think I need to buy a defender just to have a third choice defender for this game week. So then I have to sell Sarr or Gurry for my second transfer, so I have a better 7th player in my attacking position and I have a better 11. So I have updated my exit rankings. I have put Sarr on the sell. I do think he'll be injured for Game Week 4, so I think I will actually sell him. Or if we get an update that he isn't injured and he's back fit for Game Week 4, then I will actually keep him and he'll go back to at risk or monitor, because I think he's a good option to have. Because Crystal Palace got 2 really good fixtures for the next 2 game weeks, so I don't really want to sell him if he's fit. But after that, his fixtures aren't the greatest, and as I said, I don't really want to have an 8th attacker if Gooey's playing all the time, because I don't think he'll start all the time. So then it becomes a problem, because my defence as well for Game Week 4 and 6 isn't the best. So my plan is to sell Sarr and then one of the defenders, and I think it'll be either out of Williams or a Steve. So then I'll have a defender that I actually want to start this game week, and also in Game Week 6 that I potentially want to have. I've also updated my shortlist, and the Nottingham Forest players have got a drop. So goalkeeper Sells has dropped to a red hour, and now they've got Postecoglou as manager. I don't think they'll be keeping as many clean sheets, so I don't really want to buy Sells. So he's dropped. He'll probably be out my shortlist by next game week. And we've also got Chris Wood. He's away against Arsenal in Game Week 4, which isn't the easiest fixture, but with Postecoglou becoming manager, I'm not too sure about actually buying him. I think I'll wait and see. They have got easier fixtures in 5 and 6, so he could actually be somebody, if you've got, I'll keep, but I don't really think I'll be buying him. And because we're coming off the back end of an international break and he's from New Zealand, he's had a lot of travel, so I don't think he'll be really good to buy this game week. So the positions I'm looking at for Game Week 4 are defence and midfield. And as you can see, we've got Lacroix, Senesi and Munoz that have got a green on them. I think one of these options is a really good buy in Game Week 4. So Lacroix and Senesi have been really good for DEFCON points, and I think they're just going to keep ticking along and getting 2 points all the time. And then there's Munoz that's probably going to get a goal and assist here and there, but you could potentially save yourself 0.4 or 0.9 million doing getting Senesi. The fixtures aren't as good in the first 2 game weeks, so Senesi isn't as good for the next 2 game weeks, but long term, Senesi could probably stay on par with them. And it depends which game weeks you want Senesi and what you want to do with that money moving forward. Do you want to save the money to buy somebody else like a Haaland in Game Week 6? So Lacroix or Senesi or Munoz is the 3 options that I'm looking at. Then in midfield, I've got Semenyo as a clear favourite. I was potentially going to buy him in Game Week 3, but I went for Sarr, and I think if I'm going to sell Sarr, I think I'll just go with Semenyo and get the player that I was potentially going to get in Game Week 3 in Semenyo. So with all that in mind, let's have a look at my signing now. I'm planning to use my transfers in the next few weeks. So I've got 2 problems going into Game Week 4, and one of them's Sarr. He's got an injury out. If he's injured, then I'll probably sell him. If he's fit, I'll probably keep him because his fixtures are pretty good for the next 2. But if he's out and he's out for the next 2 game weeks, I don't really want to keep him when he's got Liverpool, Everton, Bournemouth, Arsenal in the next 4 after it. So yeah, if he's injured, I will be selling Sarr, and if I sell him, I think I will just be going to the player that I was actually going to buy anyway, and that'd be Semenyo. So I'd buy Semenyo, and then the other problem is the third choice defender. I'm not too sure about actually keeping Williams. They've just sacked Santos as manager. They've got Postecoglou, and judging off Tottenham's defence last season under Postecoglou, I'm not too sure about actually keeping Nottingham Forest players now. Now they've sacked Santos and got him as manager. But I'm looking at Williams and I'm thinking, do I bench him for that one and have him for Burnley Sunderland? I don't really think it's the best opportunity to sell him and then miss out on having him against Burnley and Sunderland. So my actual plan is to keep Williams this game week. So then I have to look at another defender that I want to sell this game week, and I want to look at Agbadou's fixtures. As you can see, he's got Leeds, Sunderland and Burnley in the next 5 after Newcastle, so I think I want to keep him. So then I look at Steve's fixtures, and he's got Liverpool, Nottingham Forest, Man City and Aston Villa in the next 4. Don't not really want to play him anywhere. He served his purpose in Game Week 2 and got me some points and kept a clean sheet, but I don't think I really want to play him in any of them games. So my plan is to actually sell him. And then I was looking at potentially buying a Crystal Palace player, and it was potentially Lacroix, and I look at Lacroix's fixtures, and I think his first fixture against Sunderland, it serves it well, but in Game Week 6, I'm not too sure about him, because let's say I did this, and I did actually buy Lacroix as my defender. I'm happy about that game week. In Game Week 2, I'd probably bench him and play
Williams instead. But I've also got Agbadou that I'll potentially start as well. So then it'll be, I don't really need him for that game week because I'm happy to have Porro as my first choice defender for game week 5. And then in game week 6, as I said, I'm not really happy about Tottenham. I'm not really happy about him being at home against Liverpool. So that would be my defence. But my plan is potentially, instead of making that move, is instead of getting Lacroix, is to get Senesi instead. And I'll give you my reasonings why, but in the future. But look at Senesi's fixture against Brighton. It's not the easiest fixture. Probably Lacroix's got a better fixture this one, but I think they're both DEFCON monsters. So I think both of them are really good for this game week. And if both of them potentially get an extra 2 points in game week 2, I can bench him, as I said, and I've got Porro as first choice as my bench. And then in game week 6, when I don't really want to play Anderson, I can play Senesi against Leeds. So that's a better fixture. And the reason I've made these transfers is because in game week 6, I do plan to potentially sell Mohamed Salah, and I potentially get somebody like Paqueta. There's a lot of options at 5.9 million. I'm not locked into Paqueta, but I'm just giving you an example. And then for Gui, I can actually upgrade him all the way up to Haaland, which will give us a massive upgrade for this fixture where I think we need really Haaland in our sides, and he's probably the best captain choice for that game week. So then we've got Paqueta on the bench as an option for that game week, and then I can captain Haaland. And then in game week 7, I could potentially sell Nico Williams. So as you can see, he's got Newcastle, Chelsea, Bournemouth, United, Leeds, then Liverpool. Not the easiest fixtures. And I don't think Nottingham Forest will keep as many clean sheets now they've got Ange Postecoglou as manager. So I do think I will sell him. And because I've saved the money in not getting Lacroix, I've saved myself 0.4 million. I can then get Gabriel, and it leaves me 0.3 million in the bank. If I did get Lacroix, I couldn't be able to get Gabriel, and then I'd have to buy somebody like Calafiori or Timber. I don't think that's the worst idea, but I do think Gabriel's the most set and forget one. I think the likes of Skelly and White could potentially get a chance when there's Champions League football. I think there might be a bit of rotation, but I think in centre defence, Gabriel will start, so I think I would rather have the money to actually buy him. So that would be my side for game week 7. I could potentially swap goalkeepers, probably not, but yeah, it's still an option. Game week 8, I could still do the swap of goalkeepers, have him instead of him. I could potentially play him. And in game week 8, I'll probably roll. And in game week 9, I might have got sick of Aston Villa players. Then they've got Man City, Liverpool, Bournemouth in the next 3. So I could actually sell him, and I could upgrade him to somebody like Palmer if I just sell him. And I could potentially sell him for Gyökeres, because his fixtures start to turn better. I've missed a few fixtures. They've got Aston Villa, Bournemouth, and then Newcastle. I do plan to use my wildcard in game week 13, so I'll potentially get him then. So I could actually sell him and get somebody like Bowen. These are all just penciled in plans, by the way, but yeah, look for the fixtures up until 12. He's got Leeds, Newcastle, Burnley, and Bournemouth. That's some good fixtures. Just mess around with these bits just to show you how my side probably will look. I could potentially bench boost in that game week. I could potentially bench boost in that game week. It's not the best, but it's still a decent enough squad. And then in game week 10, with the 3.1 million that I've got in the bank, I could actually get rid of him, and hopefully by that point Saka will be back. And then I'll have Saka for Burnley, Sunderland, and Spurs. And then in game week 11, I'm not that happy about my defence. I probably will start him ahead of him. I'll probably start Paqueta even potentially ahead of him. And so I could potentially sell Porro because he's got United and Arsenal. I don't really want to start him against United. I know it's not the worst of fixtures and he probably would start him, but I think I could potentially sell him. And I could maybe get someone like Murillo just for the DEFCON points. They've got Leeds at home that game week. So I could play him, and then I'd have that. I could just bench him, and there's a chance that I could bench Gabriel. I could do a side like that. So that is my plans. And then in game week 13, I don't have to wildcard, but yeah, I've not even planned any further forward from that. Load up on City players that have got these fixtures. I potentially get some Liverpool players because in game week 13 their fixtures are really good. They've got West Ham, Sunderland, Leeds.
So after all that explaining, I do think I will be selling a Steven. I think it will be for Senesi and saving 0.4 million, because I think in the future I do want that 0.4 million to make them transfers. As I said in game week 7, when I'm looking to get an Arsenal defender, I think I do really want Gabriel, and I don't really want to be 0.1 million out of it. So I think saving that 0.4 million and get Senesi, I think he's just as likely to get DEFCON points as Lacroix. And I think for the fixtures I do need Senesi, I think he's just as good. Then we've got option number 2, and it's sell Sarr for Semenyo, and I do think I'll make this transfer. I'm hoping I get an update on Sarr before there is a price rise or price drop on either of them 2 players, because it might push me over the edge of making the transfer early. Ideally, I want to wait until I've got an injury update, because I think the next 2 game weeks for Sarr is really good if he's fit, but I don't think he will be, so I think he'll probably sell him, but I do really want to know what's happening with him first. But if Sarr's going to drop in price and Semenyo's going to rise in price, then it might push me over the edge of just making the transfer, just so I'm not priced out on moves of Gabriel in the future. Because I think by game week 6, Paqueta could have gone up 0.1 million, so I might be priced out of that, or Haaland might have gone up 0.1 million, so I'm trying to save as much money as I can, just so I can actually make these moves in the future and not be priced out of them all. So next we've got the captaincy rankings, and it's pretty clear it's Salah that's going to be captain for me away against Burnley. I think it's a no-brainer. I went against the grain last game week. I did Fernandes at home against Burnley, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. So I am going to go with Salah as captain. I think it'll be pretty clear that everybody's going to pick him. So here's how my side would look in game week 4. If we get an update that Sarr is injured, I will actually sell him for Semenyo, and I'll buy Senesi instead of Steve. And I'll start Senesi this game week, and I'll have Williams actually as my bench option as number 1. Some of the reason we're picking Williams as first option on our bench, Nottingham Forest to go against Arsenal isn't the easiest fixture, but Nottingham Forest have got a new manager, so maybe there'll be a new manager bounce, and maybe they have a clean sheet in that game. And because they're away against Arsenal, there's more chance of them potentially getting DEFCON points. Yes, he'll probably concede, but maybe they get an extra 2 points from that. And I don't think Giri will start. He'll come on for a bench appearance and get 1 point. And Agbadu away against Newcastle, yes, he could get DEFCON points as well, but I think Giri potentially will get a goal ahead of him getting DEFCON points. So yeah, I'm thinking Williams could potentially get DEFCON points, and they could potentially get a clean sheet. I don't think he'll come into my side anyway, but I think I will actually have Williams on my bench as number 1. And if I make these transfers before any price rises or falls, I'll have 2.5 million in the bank for game week 5, where I plan to roll the transfer and then have 2 in game week 6, where, as I said, I'll be potentially selling Salah and getting somebody instead of him, and then upgrading Guri to Haaland, which will be a massive upgrade up front. Then I'll have 8 attackers that I really want to play, and then I'm just picking which ones I want to actually play for each game week. Because I think from game week 6, 7 and 8, I think Haaland's a really good captaincy choice option, especially in game week 6 where he's at home against Burnley. I think he's even a triple captain potential option. So there we have it for Game Week 4 team selection video. Let me know in the comment section if you think I'm getting these right. Do you think I'm making a mistake buying Senesi? Do you think I should actually buy a Crystal Palace defender instead and buy Lacroix or Richards instead? The aim for this video is to get 10 likes, so if you did enjoy this video, hit the like button. My aim is to get 250 subscribers, so if you watched up to this part, hit the subscribe button. There'll be more content coming your way. Anyway, signing off, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.